Have you got any stories about like guitars and?
Oh, well, it's funny you should mention that.
Yeah.
As if out of the blue, with no prompting whatsoever. I've got a guitar here.
And who gave you that? Well, tell me the story of that guitar.
Well, I want to show everyone because this guitar, this one here, was given to me by none other than Chopper REID.
Mark
Brandon Chopper fucking REID. Okay? True. I spent about 7 years with him on the road doing his talky thing.
Yes.
Doing a bit of comedy and mucking around.
Bawdy jokes.
Now, when I got it, it wasn't in such good nick as it is now. I had to rebuild it and refurbish it. But it's a Gibson, and it's a rare Gibson, because it's got a bolt-on neck, which is very rare for a Gibson. I didn't care. You know why I got it?
Why?
Because he was listening one night home from a gig in Casino, New South Wales, to my place down the road. And he was listening in the car when he asked me about guitars. And I said, well, there's two types, basically electric guitars, solid body electric guitars. I said, there's beep and there's beep. Otherwise known as Fender and Gibson.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, what's the story with that? I said, well, they're American. They invented that stuff. It's their music that gets played on them. And I said, and they either look like a Fender or they look like a Gibson. Sometimes they mix them up, but everything that's been done then has been a copy of a Fender or a Gibson. Or a mixture of them both. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah, more or less. You
More
know more than me.
More or less.
No, I
Fucking
wouldn't know
more or
enough.
less.
Well, which guitar is that a copy of, the little one?
Well, it's just sort of like a little Strat, isn't it?
Stratocaster.
A little Strat, yeah. A little Strat, yeah. So, no, I'm driving home. He said, which ones do you prefer? I said, well, I've owned both. I said, I've owned Fenders and Gibsons, but I don't have a Gibson at the moment. And that's all it was said. And we drove home and da-da-da-da-da. Next tour, he gets off the plane, a few months later. He's got a brown guitar case. He says, here, I bought you a Gibson. Haven't bought you a present. How nice is that? I regret not getting him to sign the back of it.
I wonder where he stole that from.
I got it from his mate, Frank the Greek.
Frank the Greek.
Frank the Greek.
I thought he wasn't too friendly with our ethnic cousins.
Oh, no, au contraire. No. He just didn't like dickheads.
Dickheads.
Yeah, didn't. No, Chopper was friends with all sorts of creeds and nations. He didn't really care about that. And two, he was brought up in a time when you called a spade, or a heart a heart, or a diamond.
He didn't like one particular Greek, did he?
Oh,
in a car park at a certain
that was Sammy the Turk.
Sammy the Turk.
Anyway,
It's all Greek to me.
Anyway, you got this from Frank the Greek's second-hand shop in Collingwood. You know, Frank, if you're still with us. And so I've done it all up, and but I've got many things signed by Chopper, books and whatnot, and rah. So
we're going to hear lots of Chopper stories,
lots of
like
Chopper
the one I was talking about. I was talking to Tommo in the kitchen earlier about the importance of Reiki and how level-headed and sober-minded these Reiki healing people are. Would you agree? They're the most sane, rational people you will ever meet in your goddamn life is a Reiki person. Do you know a Reiki person?
I did, and I know that Chopper didn't think much about it because I was on tour with a comedian who was a Reiki master, had paperwork.
You need paperwork.
Yeah, you need paperwork. And
Jesus had paperwork.
him and Chopper were in the front seat, and the comedian started bringing up his Reiki work, and Chopper was intrigued. What's Reiki? So Reiki got explained to him, and he said, he said most of his clientele are women. And Chopper's going, oh, right, yeah. Because the Chopper just seemed like a sleazy way of meeting mature women, which in the end it sort of was. And then he said, how do you do it? So, Peter's driving the car, the comedian's driving the car, and he's sort of trying to tell him how it goes. Oh, excuse me. And Chopper says, can I have a go at it? And the comedian said, yeah, knock yourself out. So Chopper, at the driver, going down the Bruce Highway, we started going, rah, 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 you feeling that, are you, mate? Rah, rah. And the driver's going, and I'm in the back, pissed myself laughing.
He's going,
No, I wasn't. He was.